Greetings and welcome to the channel. I did not think I was gonna have to do this, and I don't mean to breathe life back into the situation I had a couple of days ago. But there was an individual that came to my channel that wanted to defend the guy that I had the issue with, this player slash tournament organizer who actually was recently on one of Mike Hollow's streams going against a gentleman by the name of FinnT. So you can check that stream out. In fact, I'll probably link it in my video for your entertainment and whatnot. But I have a few tabs open, and I want to show you what this guy was basically saying. Now, I will leave a disclaimer. Obviously, the subscribers, you guys are free to do as you wish because you are your own people, your own person. But I would encourage you to not dogpile this guy in the comment section. I just want to put that out there so that it doesn't appear like I'm, instigating things. But anyway, let me just get right to it, share my screen, and let's just get this over with. So the first thing right here is, so this guy right here. So this was left on the video that I made where I was talking about the stupid patch that came out that basically saw Asuka's, basically it was a cosmetic patch, whatever, right? So let me just read this. He says, I've been following your Tekken 8 series and I get your perspective as an OG, but I think some of the points in this video are a bit misleading. First, calling rage arts and heat smashes win buttons or saying the game is catering to scrubs doesn't really reflect how these mechanics work. Anyway, rage arts can be baited, blocked, or punished. I know this. I think everybody knows this. But anyway, and heat smashes, while plus on block, don't guarantee a comeback on their own. I never said they guaranteed a come. I'm going to try to get through this. All right. They're tools to apply pressure and extend momentum, and using them effectively still requires timing and reads. And anyway, let me try to get through this. So he then goes on to say, because you can find the comment here and you can go check it out for yourself. But he says, lastly, I'll admit Tekken 8 is the first Tekken I've taken seriously, so my perspective might differ from older players. But from my experience, the game still rewards timing, spacing, punishes, reads, execution, matchup knowledge. It's just a different kind of skill than older Tekken, not lack of skill. I feel like framing these systems as cheap or win buttons misses the nuance of high-level play, and it undermines the effort of players that invest time into mastering the game. So basically, a guy commented, he then says, Heat was a poor attempt at putting meter in the game and seems more like an accessibility feature. Is there even another fighting game that has such brain dead meter use as this one? And Rage Art is an equally brain dead comeback mechanic compared to others of their type. Compare Tekken 8's Rage Art to the complexity of what characters like Manat were doing with V-Trigger in Street Fighter V. It's laughable. The game is simply badly designed. Stop attempting to appeal to the lowest common denominator, and has been consciously going in that direction since Tekken 7 and Tekken 3. So they were having their own engagement, okay, which is actually quite interesting. So now, if we fast forward to what happened just now, so this guy again comments. Now this portion right here, this was from the video where I was basically addressing I will loosely refer to him as a gentleman that came to my channel. In fact, let me show you this other tab. So this is the video right here. Same video talking about the patch. This guy right here, you can see his name. I'm not even going to say his name. So he said this is his first. Well, this is his comment right here. He says, "You're wrong. Tekken 8 is a great game. Respectfully," see, he keeps saying the word, and I'm only going through this for the new people that might be seeing this for the first time, because this is going to give context because I don't care about this guy anymore. He's in the rearview mirror. But the comment, it's important to understand this so that you can understand the other situation. So he goes on to say, respectfully, I'm 52 years old and I've put more time into Tekken franchise than you have. I guarantee it. So he doubles down on that. Okay. Because now he goes on to list his resume, right? I've gone on to 100 events, locals, and he goes, I personally from the ground up, I was taught by original Koreans, yada, yada, yada. And then he says, I think me, have a good heart, but so now you propped me up. This guy propped me up, but then you cut me at the knees, and you say, but you're misleading people. He's not even saying, I think, where he's taking ownership where it's only his opinion. That's another thing. He's saying, but you're like this is fact. But you're misleading so many people because people should hear both sides of the story. So I addressed that in another video. So I think I've done enough of this rehashing this fuckery. So let's go back to this particular comment, which happened about an hour ago at the time of this video. So again, don't bother dogpiling the guy, but I look at this as a teachable moment. So he says, Red and your audience, I have to be real. Jason, oh fuck, I said his name. Anyway, but you get it. Jason didn't attack anyone. He didn't insult anyone. And he wasn't passive aggressive. So he's quoting me. All he did was defend a game he enjoys and disagree respectfully. Yet somehow your community dogpiled him with accusations of shilling, trolling, clout chasing, and more. That's not healthy, it's not constructive, and it's not fair. Red, so he says, I keep framing this guy as some kind of outsider trying to manipulate your audience. When did I frame him as anything? I don't even fucking know this guy, nor do I want to know this guy. But anyway, he says, but the reality is he was being respectful the entire time. This guy. Defending Tekken 8 doesn't make him a shill. There's always a right and a wrong way to go about things, sir. Mr. J.F.V. Rain. This guy went the wrong way. So he says, it doesn't make him a troll. It doesn't make him any less of a Tekken fan. Neither of you are massive figures in the scene. So all these claims of using you for clout are overblown. Let me explain something. And this is to anybody. I never said, claimed, or double or triple down that I am some massive figure in the Tekken community. I never said that. Never. That has never come to my mind. In fact, you know something? And I've referenced this. Let's go to my Twitter. Let's go my Twitter right now. Hopefully this is okay. I just want to make sure the OBS is still going. Let me go to this guy. What is this? This guy. Look what this guy has. Who thinks they are something in the community? What does it say here? The official fighting game community chief executive officer, elected in 91. Office is held for life. Have you ever noticed how many comedians? So this guy, with this particular individual saying that, where is it? That, neither of you are massive figures in the scene, so all these claims of using you for clout are overblown. I never claimed to be a massive person in the scene. The only thing I really do is just to highlight my contributions, right? And I don't go on other people's channels to really flaunt that. I basically say, look, I've been playing the franchise basically all my life, since the very beginning. I'm currently 45 years old. but I've been playing the franchise since the very beginning when I was 14, and I've been competing in various tournaments since Tekken 4, right up into Tekken 7. And my last event was Defend the North in 2017, where I took top 8 with Steve Fox. That was my last event. So that's all so if me saying that is positioning myself as some big boss in the community, sir, you are completely missed the mark here. So then he says something about me saying that that the guy was using me as clout. Yeah, because the guy decided when he go. Well, let's go back to the comment. So the guy. So you see here, you yourself should hear both sides of the story, and he's assuming that I have not heard both sides. Okay, and I'm just going to keep reading here. So I put together a video with clips of your complaints and address each one so people can make up their own mind. And I would be curious to know what you yourself. So so this guy took it upon himself to make a fucking video about me, about the. So the reason why I said what I said about the whole clout aspect was because this guy, the individual that you, sir, JVR Rain, are defending, that particular individual sought the need to use my video to kind of fuel his points. Where my point was, that guy could have just made his fucking video, double and triple down on how Tekken is great, quote unquote, without involving my fucking content. That was my point. So he's hitching his points to my video. That's where the whole point of the clout, that's where that came from. Is that it was unnecessary. Because you didn't see when I do not need to attach my video to somebody else to do that. I don't need to do that. But he felt the need to do that because in one of his comments was, I couldn't let it slide. And that's where in that video where I was basically addressing the whole situation, I was basically saying to the camera and saying this, who the fuck are you to do X, Y, and Z? But I can see that this just went over your head because you, what is this guy's name again? FV Rain. You believe that your friend, the guy that you're defending, and I'll be honest with the audience here, whoever's watching this, I have half the mind to think that this JFV Rain is probably the same guy that's probably just using a dummy account. You know how somebody could just go and, like, let's say I'm Red Related, but I could just make another YouTube account and post under that account. So I wouldn't be surprised if these two accounts is basically the same guy, because it sounds very similar. But you know what? I'm going to just kind of not overthink it, and I'm going to treat this like it's a separate, but I don't know. Leave me a comment and let me know if you think the two of them are the same person, because it seems very odd to me. But anyway, so he says, you know, again, I keep framing Jason as some sort of outsider. I'm like, I don't frame him as anything. I don't even know the guy. So anyway, he says your audience attacks. So I guess so subscribers that have commented on that particular video that went after Jason Montoya. Look, I cannot tell you guys what to do. But apparently this JFV Rain individual felt some sort of way about some of your comments to his friend Jason Montoya. So, you know, I don't know what this guy wants me to do about it. I cannot control these grown men and women on what they're going to post, and what am I going to do? Ban them, block their comment? Because no, I'm not going to do all of that. If it gets really crazy where it's like on some death threat thing, then yeah, I'll probably delete that. But it was really just everybody was just saying what they were saying. But anyway, because I think this is just really stupid. But again, I'm doing this because it's a teachable moment, because this guy clearly misunderstood. He completely missed the whole mark. And I did not want to acknowledge and say, yeah, I'm going to make this video, because I did not want to take the chance of him deleting his comments. So I wanted everybody to see this. A little bit underhanded, but you know something? You got to do what you got to do. Because like I said, this is a teachable moment, and somebody's going to learn something today. So yeah, he says, your audience attacks only reinforce the echo chamber you claim to care about avoiding. If the goal is a healthier Tekken community, this behavior of labeling people, dogpiling, dismissing, that's why I'm beginning to think, is this guy the same guy? Let me know, subscribers. Let me know what you guys think, because this is very peculiar. Especially just so happens to have J, which is short for Jason. So I don't know, man. It doesn't take much to take somebody else's photo and make it your own profile picture. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, respectful disagreement should be allowed. Well, it is allowed, because if I didn't allow it, I would just delete anybody that has something to say that is a polar opposite to what I'm saying. Let me know, subscribers. In fact, I want people to really weigh in on this. If I was truly running an echo chamber, wouldn't I just delete everybody's comments that have a differing opinions to mine? Because I have several, well, I don't say several, but I have a few trolls and a few defenders of certain things where they are dynamic. What's the word? They're dynamically opposed to my views, but I let them rock. Like, their comments are still there. Now, if it's an extreme comment, YouTube will automatically either delete the comment, or it will be placed in a folder, like see where it says published. If I go to hold or held, if I go here and I hit apply, you'll see it says comments that may be offensive have been hidden. So if I go show hidden, right? If I do this right, we got a warning, show comments. So we got one comment here. Okay. All right. So that's what happened there, right? But sometimes that's what ends up happening. Getting back to this particular guy, I respond and say, sir, you completely missed the mark after I skimmed through this detailed yet inaccurate assessment you came up with. I appreciate the effort and engagement, though. I'm sure he would have appreciated your defense, though. I will say this, however. I don't keep framing him as anything. I address the situation and have been moved on. 2, I never claimed to be a massive figure in the scene, just one who has competed and has decades of experience in the franchise. However, perhaps you should check your guy's Twitter handle to see how he views himself, sir. And that's where I showed his Twitter. That's his Twitter. That's his Twitter. Let me make sure. Hopefully the OBS is still functioning properly. Okay, so that's his Twitter. You want to know what mine is? For those because he's way more active on Twitter than I am. Mine, let's go to my profile. My profile, this is my profile. Greetings, I'm new here and looking to add X to my social. I'm a small YouTuber. I focus on fitness and gaming related content. So where in that do I position myself as someone that's large in the scene? This is why I responded to this guy in the way where I said, you missed the mark. This is why I said that. So I said, I could go on and pick apart this defense of yours, but I will leave off here. The man came to my channel with fake respect and accused me of misleading my audience. He drew first blood as far as I'm concerned. And after seeing his appearance on Mike Hollow's stream, where the vast majority of his audience ripped I meant to put your boy, but typo, your boy to shreds. Perhaps you should head over to that video, as last I checked, it's over 3,000 views and more than likely has hundreds of comments shredding that guy. So you have your work cut out for you, homie. Good luck and good day. Now, yeah, a little bit of a sarcastic response, but you know what? It is what it is. So he then responds, yeah, I understand your perspective. And respect your decades of experience in Tekken. You contribute a lot to the community. Your insights are valuable. That said, my comment isn't a personal attack. I never said it was a personal attack, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Or an attempt to undermine you. It's just a part. Now, here we go. He says Jason's comment was thoughtful, respectful, and focused on the game. Focused on the game. If it was focused on the game, and I'm going back to this comment here, okay, respectfully, I'm 52 and I've put in more time into Tekken than you have. Is that being respectful? Is that focusing on the game? Doubling down on that, on what he knows or claimed to know over me? Is that being respectful, sir? And then goes on to try to one up me and because I have 100+ events. Like, I don't give a fuck how many events this fucking guy ran. I don't give two shits. See, now I'm getting upset right now. Anyway. Then goes on to say, I think you have a good. Maybe this other guy is saying that because this part, I think you have a good heart. But then in the very next fucking sentence, but you're misleading so many people. Like I said, if he would have said, but I think, I would have looked at it as, okay, so this is just your opinion. But when you are saying, but you are, that's the difference between saying, I think I saw him take something, which basically would say, I'm not too sure, versus, yeah, I saw him take something. You're being definitive in your tone. This is why I say it was very passive aggressive, because it's sometimes not everybody is quick on the ball, or the eye in this case, to recognize things that will go over people's head. Not me. I have much experience in the corporate segment of employment. I have dealt with people that were in the industry, and I have dealt with people that deal with things that just go beyond the gamer level or the gaming community level. So I can recognize when somebody is trying to be a dick on the low. And that's what this guy was doing. That's why I say it's fake respect. Because then again, like I said, this guy goes on to make an entire fucking video dicing my fucking points. And I knew the first 15 seconds, it was like, he opens it up like, oh boy, get ready for this one. That's respect. That's respect. Because I know for a fact, if I were to sit there and watch that 20 fucking minute bullshit, I would become enraged and I would want to see this guy in real life. No threat, but I would just approach him in real life and be like, look, the fuck are you doing? Like, we would have a man-to-man conversation. But because we're on the internet, we're going to comment back and forth. That's why I just said I don't associate myself with people like this guy, because I've dealt with people like this guy for many years. Many times I've dealt with people like this. I don't like them. I don't trust them. I don't associate myself with them. And the only reason, again, for clarity, the only reason why I'm even making this video is because of this guy, JVR, this guy. But it's important, if I'm going to talk about this guy's comments, I have to unfortunately bring this fucking guy up again, which is something I did not want to do. So the teachable moment here, if I have not explained it already, is this is what happens when you have somebody that wants to comment after a situation has ended, that wants to defend the person that basically started the fucking situation. So this is why in a conspiracy theorist kind of way, I'm actually thinking this is probably the same fucking guy. So that's why I would love for you, any of my other subscribers, to let me know what you think. Do you think this is the same guy? Do you think this is Jason Montoya just creating a dummy account? Real shit. Because I'm 50-50 with it. I don't know. Because the language and the talking points are very similar. Very similar to me. But like I said, I'm 50-50 with it. So, you know, so then he goes on to say, yeah, Jason's comment was respectful, focus on the game, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that kind of reaction isn't constructive. It isn't improving Tekken or the community, defending Echo. Pointing to view counts, streams, or who, yeah, because, yeah, I did, because that guy, Montoya, went on Mike Hollow's stream. And in fact, fuck that. Let's bring this shit up. Fuck it. We're live on this video. You know what? Why not? Let me go over to Mike Hollow's stream right now. You know, let's just go. Fuck it. Why not? Because I'm talking about it. Let's go. Mike Hollow. Right? Let's see. Where is it? Ah, here we go. So this video now has 3.7 3.7 thousand views, right? 3,000, you know. Now, I don't need to play it. Let's just let the advertisement go away right quick. Okay. All right. So now if I were to hold on. What does it say here? The number just popped up. So it's like 166, I guess I don't know if it's 166 comments. Okay. Because it flashed for a second, but hold on. Anyway, it's irrelevant. So when I look at, so this is the first comment I have here. I didn't even see this reply. Let me see. Oh, appreciate it. Let me like this. So yeah, I don't know how Mike had the patience to sit through Monty wallowing in self. So like I told this guy, he went on this stream and got fucking roasted. The man got marinated, seasoned, put into a fucking frying pan and was chefed and cooked. I didn't have to do that because I've already addressed that guy. And as far as I'm concerned, the guy was in my rearview mirror. He is in my rearview mirror. But because, like I said, this individual right here wanted to leave several Bibles defending this guy's honor. Now here we are with this video. So now I'm doing all of this extra shit. So looking at these comments, let's just have fun with this. So I've never seen such an extreme inability to directly answer questions from someone that isn't a politician. Montoya is a troll who says shit to get a reaction engagement. I don't want to sound hyperbolic, and I certainly didn't play with Tommy Hilfiger, but this guy's entire point sounds like he'll say anything despite thinking the game has a bunch of critical issues on the basis that it's not good for the community or game's livelihood. Propaganda, essentially. Honestly, the team should employ this guy. Between his propaganda and Michael Murray blocking people's feedback, they'd make a match in heaven. Let's go down. Let's go down. Like, you can see all these comments, bro. Mike has the patience of a saint to listen to this guy's nonstop interrupting and talking over everyone else every time he hears something he doesn't like. Nonstop interrupting and refusing to stop talking doesn't mean you're winning a debate or man, this is wild, bro. What else here? This is like, you can literally, for your own entertainment, I urge you to go over to Mike Hollow's channel right here. The man he's doing exceedingly well. Over 23,000 subscribers. I hope to eventually get to that particular level, maker willing, and check out this video that he did. And you don't have to believe me, because I will tell you, I will say this, right? Let me just put the camera on me for a second. I've never had any dealings really with this Montoya guy. I don't know this guy. And as I said in that video where I was addressing that whole situation, but it seems like he has a bit of an infamous reputation because so many people literally cooked him in that fucking stream. And I watched the stream for about, was it live? Yeah, when I came across it, it was already ongoing. So what I ended up doing is I just rewound it back to the beginning and I watched like the first 50 or so minutes of it. And after that, I kind of went out to work out or something like that. But during that time, I was watching the people like comment in the live chat. And it's like so many people apparently know who this Montoya guy is. And it doesn't look to me he has a good relationship, or should I say, it doesn't look like he has a good reputation. And so this is not me saying it. This is countless people that's saying that. So as far as I'm concerned, my hands are washed from this guy. But like I said, to go back to this, and I just want to try to end this and kind of put a bow on it. Going back to this, the JFV Rain guy. Yeah, he says here, he says he wants to defend a respectful voice because the conversation should be about Tekken, not inflated egos or gatekeeping. Well, the conversation was about neither. I had no ego and there was no gatekeeping. I didn't prevent this Montoya fellow from commenting on my videos. I didn't delete his video. His comments are still there. If I really wanted to like X him out, I would have deleted all his comments and I would have shadow banned him. But I didn't do that. So your gatekeeping is bullshit. Sorry. And the ego, what ego? Fuck ego. Like, anyway, so let's see here. Where was I? I'm reading where I was at. Anyway, I guess it doesn't fucking matter, right? Yeah, so he says, oh, here it is. I want to defend, blah, 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 criticism. Okay. Criticism and praise can coexist. And Tekken's growth as a competitive scene depends on that kind of dialogue. Actually, no. It actually, no, it doesn't. The competitive scene, actually, one of the major things that is needed is new players to continually find the game and play the game. Because if newer players, let's say if the community, if additional players do not play the game, that means the game, it will stagnate. It will just be the same people playing in the tournaments over and over and over again. I've seen this happen with Virtua Fighter in America. I've seen this happen with Soul Calibur. And basically what ends up happening is that the scene does not expand. So the scrubs and the beginner level players need to keep, it's like recruiting new, like in the military, you call them privates. And not everybody is going to ascend up the ranks. Some do. So some of those privates will eventually become captains, lieutenants. We don't know. But some of them just remain as they are. But if you don't have more people coming in, the competitive scene will eventually die out. Has nothing to do with the fucking dialogue. That's just, we're just talking. Like it has more, maybe to be, you know what? For argument's sake, let's say if that is, let's say, fine. But the more important thing is that more people keep coming in. Because if that ends and you just have the same 100 people, yeah, the scene is going to eventually lose its interest and it's going to eventually collapse onto itself. But anyway, at the end of the day, this isn't about proving who's right, who has the bigger audience. It's about creating a space where respectful disagreement. Well, again, my responses back to this guy was under the stressful circumstances, it was largely respectful. I didn't tell the guy to fuck off of my channel in the comments. I didn't say any of that. I didn't block him. I didn't delete his comments. I didn't sick my audience after him, but like, yo, target this guy. So that's why I say this is a teachable moment, because a lot of times you will have people that will defend other people's fuckery. And I right now I'm putting we're putting a stop to that. Well, no, I don't want to say putting a stop to it, but I'm drawing attention to it. And this guy, whoever he is, he completely missed the mark. And this is why I told him sarcastically, and I kind of hope he does, go over to Mike Hollow's video and defend your boy over there, because he's getting completely eviscerated over there. Don't bother coming to my channel, because my channel is nowhere near the size of Mike Hollow's. And the video that I did make that was a response, it did not gain massive attention. You know, it wasn't like it was on fucking Button Check or one of those other larger shows. It was a couple of hundred people that may have seen the video, commented on it. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to express to people that may see this video and be like, look, if you're going to come to my video and you have a disagreement, I urge you to come respectfully, and I will meet you with the same energy, especially if it's our first interaction. But if you try to be a dick, I'm going to match your energy, and I have no problem doing that. No problem. Because that's what this Montoya guy did. And he did it in a roundabout way. And I was able to pick up on the shit. And then you got this guy right here that is basically playing fucking running defense for this guy. Or he might be fucking Montoya under a dummy account. I don't fucking know. So anyway, it's just wild. Like I said, tonight I had the intention on making a Steve Fox video, talking more, prioritizing more peekaboo strategies and techniques and things of that nature. But yeah, I felt it in my spirit, like I had to make this video. So this video may not get a lot of attention, and that's fine. But if nothing else, as long as this guy, this JFVR Rain, sees it, I'm totally fine with that. And hopefully this is a teachable moment for him, because 100% this guy misread my entire purpose in making the video where I address the fuckery and my comments regarding that. So I want people to understand that, because this guy completely missed the mark. And I know it's probably going to happen again, but at least making this video, I have a frame of reference where I can point to this video and be like, I can link to this video. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link Mike Hollow's, channel, because it's going to be all together. So that stream, I'm going to link that to the pinned comment and the description of this video. And yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, this guy, JFV Rain, like I said, I got nothing against you, but this was a teachable moment and I had to put this out here. And if you want to keep continuing to comment your defense of this individual, the Montoya guy, that's your business. As far as I'm concerned, I have nothing further to say on this bullshit. But I will say in closing, while I do not like this Montoya guy, I think he's fake as fuck. As far as I'm concerned, he has fake respect, and but I don't wish anything ill against him personally or professionally. And I would say that the only way I would have any kind of situation where he and I are on the same kind of video would be, let's say, and I've discussed this with Mike Hollow, if Mike Hollow were to moderate like what he did with FinnT, but the questions would come from the chat and or Mike Hollow himself. Think of it like a presidential debate. But in this, because in some presidential debates, the presidents don't interact. Some of they'll make a comment, but me, I will have no fucking, I will have no desire to say anything to that guy. It would be as if I'm on it just with Mike Hollow or whoever else decides to moderate. So, for instance, Mike Hollow would say, okay, Red and Jason, what are your thoughts on blah, 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 blah? One of us will go first. One of us will go second. That will be it. And if there's any cross-examination, well, there won't be none because I don't respect him enough to cross-examine and I will not answer him. And if that is something that is of use to Mike Hollow, if that is something that is of interest to Mike Hollow's audience, I would be open to do that, or anybody else for that matter. But that's as far as I go in terms of me interacting with this Montoya guy directly, in terms of me commenting on his videos, in terms of me responding to comments he puts on my videos. My hands are fucking, they're washed, they're dried. I have no interest in interacting with him directly. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, that's all I have to say, and I think I covered everything. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night, and I hope the rest of you do as well. Like I said, I had the intention of making a Steve Fox video. I still might do so stay on the lookout for that because I've had some good reception from the last Steve Fox video I put out several months ago. I might do something for Raven. And I might do something with Lay as well, because there are a few of my subscribers that enjoy Lay. So, you know, I might put something out. And also, I do have some concerns about the upcoming Ninja Gaiden 4. So, but anyway, I got content coming. So stay tuned. If this was your first time here, I don't know if this video earned your subscription, but I urge you to look at some of my past videos. Anyway, take care. I'm out of here.